Alright, people. Today we'll be discussing the 9 satanic statements and what they mean. Now, first off, I've got my handy dandy satanic Bible. And let's begin with the first satanic statement, which is Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. Now, what I believe this to mean is that we only have one chance to live our lives. So why waste your life abstaining from that which you desire when you only have one chance to live it fully? You should do that which pleases you, because you should live your life fully, seeing as you only get one chance. Satanic statement number 2 is that Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. This is an interesting statement because too often humans are focused on the will of God or some externalized being. Truth is, if God wants something to happen, it's going to happen. So why focus on what God or Jesus or Buddha or whoever would want us to do? Instead, we might as well concern ourselves with what we want to do with our lives and what our plan for our lives is. And if some externalized being does happen to exist and wants us to do something else, then obviously something will intervene and make it so that we can't do what we want to do. Third satanic statement is that Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit. And we as Satanists, and this is important because we as Satanists accept nothing at face value. Everything must be put to the test. You must question everything and believe nothing, because the first acceptance of falsehood is the beginning to all unknowing. Next statement is the fourth, which is Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates. And since love is a precious thing, even we as Satanists acknowledge that, it should not be tossed around lightly. So we should save our love for those who deserve it, rather than waste it on those who would not return it to us or be grateful for it. The fifth satanic statement is that Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. And it has been said in the Satanic Bible, can one really love the jaws that rend him limb from limb? Of course not. Self-preservation is the highest law of nature, and Satanists are quick to fight back. You should always be concerned about preserving yourself, because if you die, well, you die. That's the end of it. Satanic statement number 6. Satan represents responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires. Now, what is a psychic vampire? Some people act ill or sad or whatever to gain sympathy, and in that same way they drain you of your emotion. So these people not only annoy you, but they suck your very life out of you. They drain you. So one should be quick to learn and recognize these bloodsuckers for who they are and stay the hell away from them. Alright. Satanic statement number 7. Satan represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those that walk on all fours, because who of his divine and spiritual and intellectual development has become the most vicious animal of all. And this really is true. I mean, how many wars and deaths have occurred because of spiritual beliefs? Truth is, man is just another animal. But we as Satanists embrace this carnal side of ourselves, and we learn to accept this fact that we are an animal and that we sometimes act like it. But we should always strive to become stronger and to become better people. The 8th satanic statement is Satan represents all of the so-called sins, as they all lead to physical, mental, or emotional gratification. And the reasoning behind this, I believe, is that sins are natural behaviors to humans. They come natural to us. but the various religions labeled them as evil to guilt you into keep coming back to them. So why abstain from these sins if they come natural to us and they make us feel better? They make us feel happy. They make us appreciate life and whatnot. Why abstain from them? They're natural, and so we should do them. We should indulge instead of abstain. Once again, the last satanic statement is number 9. Satan has been the best friend the church has ever had, as he has kept it in business all these years. Satan and Satanists have been and are and always will be the scapegoat of the church and all the other various organized religions, because rather than realize that it's their own fault that they're so miserable, they blame the devil or the Satanists or whatnot. Or when it's time to fess up to something that they've done wrong, well, it must have been the devil's fault. We as Satanists hold ourselves accountable for what we do because we have no scapegoat. We don't believe in some spiritual anthropomorphic being that causes all the injustice and evil and all of our bad nature inside of us. We are accountable to ourselves and to others because we can't blame it on some Satan. We're Satanists. We can't. That's kind of illogical. So we have to face the repercussions of our actions in full. And I thank you for watching this video. Hail thyself. Hail Satan.